All right, we are live. It is December 21st, 2021. What a beautiful, wow, what a beautiful date. 1-2-2-1-2021. That has to be something cosmic and mystical. All right, we are live for those of us who love dates. And for today, first of all, welcome any new members that are here with us today. Welcome to the Low Hanging System. These talks are all about mindset. We talk about different ways to grow internally so that in turn, so that leads to growth in our business. It is a safe space to speak up. So even if this is your first call ever, there are never any wrong or right answers. Always feel free to join in on the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. And literally, sometimes just a word from a student can really transform someone's life, the whole view of the business. You sometimes don't even realize how much impact you can have just by sharing your own personal story. So that's what we're here to do. We have some of our favorite students here on with us today. We got Alec, good to see you. Irina's here, Justin, Liana, always great to see you. Patricia's here. Hey, oh, Patricia, hey, you're the one with that I never see what you look like, right? You've got like a logo usually on your, I can see it here. Have a good day. Or something. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Good to see you, Patricia. I was always wondering, who is Patricia?
Nice to see you. I have a baby, so normally she likes to be heard.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great to see you. All right, we got Rima, we got Ron. Hey, Ron, how are you? Good to see you. Anne is here. Wonderful, wonderful to see you, Anne. Here's Janice and Scott. There you are, Scott. I was wondering if we'd see you today. Catherine is here. Great to see you. Marcia. Oh, there we go. Elsie's got a camera on as well. Wonderful. Great to see you. Here's Marcia, camera on. Woo, it's becoming a real good party. Now I'm excited. All right. We get to see everyone today. Iris is here and Elizabeth and Nellie and Joseph and Jamie and Nadea. Hey, Nadea, great to see you. And Jay's here. We got to see Jay on our last call. Joan is here, Jewel and Leanne and Nicole. And Gail, hey, our wonderful Gail, who is always awesome. Sabina's here, and many more students joining as we speak. Roxanne, hey, Roxanne. So today, into our topic. Yesterday, and it really started, if we look at the official date, it started on Saturday. We welcomed this amazing full moon. I hope some of you were able to catch it. And the reason that I'm mentioning it today is because it is the last full moon of 2021. That's it. We are saying goodbye to 2021, everyone. So whatever that year looked like for you, it was, we can later in the week or next week, she saw it. Okay, Sabina saw it. It wasn't amazing. I saw it last night too. Oh, it was just breathtaking. And this full moon, why am I bringing it up, is it's a great and powerful time for manifestation. So we know that towards the end of the year, we all kind of reminisce and look back and then set intentions for the new year and all that. But at this moment in time, while the full moon is out, and it's always great to use what we have going around, right? We can manifest every day of the year, but when there are powerful forces around us just kind of helping us along, sign me up for that one. So I want all the help I can get. And so it really is this powerful time to manifest our dreams. And how do we do it? And that's really a beautiful part of the low-hanging system. Something that drew me in right from the get-go is that part of our daily mode of operation, part of what we ask you to do every day is the process of manifestation. And it's like, mind blowing. Okay, it's not just a random thing that we're asking you to rise with an attitude of gratitude and list the things that you want, or that you're grateful for, that you're grateful for. This really details the steps on how to realize your dreams, how to get those goals and bring them really from a thought, from an idea, and tangibly anchor them into your reality. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we do here. It's something that we all stand behind. And many of you have shared, your stories. And for the first part, just kind of while I'm speaking, I'm not going to attempt to list all the ways that we manifest. I really want to leave some ideas or some things open for all of you to share how you manifest your dreams and how you create them, and maybe share some stories of how that came to be, because I think that it's just so important to have this conversation, especially now, so that we can really enter this unique time and space and be able to draw in the things that we've set out to do, which maybe, you know, for this course could be a goal that has a number on it. You can say, I want to manifest $1 million. I want to manifest $70 million. I want to manifest $100,000, whatever number, whatever goal you've put on it, go ahead and feel good about it. So, you know, our daily mode of operation asks you to rise with an attitude of gratitude every day. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we say, be grateful for the things that you have? Because it's literally, you're like tuning your instrument. You're aligning yourself with this frequency of gratitude, of being thankful for everything that you already have. And so you're sending out into the universe this message of, I am thankful. I'm thankful for this and this and this and this and this and this and this. So what does the universe want to do? Wants to match that with more things to be thankful for. So you're literally creating this pattern, this habit, just by doing this simple action of running through things that you're grateful for in your mind. It can be on almost semi-automatic, right? You can do this more than in the morning. You can do this in the evening. You can do this right before you shut your eyes. You can do this throughout your day, while you're driving, while you're cooking, while you're, you know, whatever, sitting at your desk, looking at your screen. You can start by listing the things that you're grateful for. And we also encourage, as part of this course, to move away from negativity. Right? We ask you to kind of shut the news down, you know, really kind of surround yourself by positivity. And that's important, because we understand that these energies, they seep in. So if we're trying to tune into this attitude of gratitude, if we're trying to draw in or magnetize abundance and money, if we have this negative energy surrounding us, it's going to make it a little bit more complex. A lot of these books that we recommend that you read, like Secrets of a Millionaire's Mind, and even Think and Grow Rich, you know, they talk about how the effect of the surroundings has on us, and that now we can use that. Okay, there's some types of if there's negative forces pushing against us, we can then use those forces to our benefit. We can use them as a mirror. We can see what is our reaction, what is being created within ourselves as a reaction to that, and then we can shift. We have the ability to change. So the Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind asks you to check in with your limiting beliefs. So what would make you, like, if I just said $70 million and you kind of went, oh, okay, well, I don't know about that. That sounds a little bit, you know, if those kinds of ideas popped into your mind, then you have to stop and ask yourself, well, why? Why are you being negative about 70 million? You know, why isn't 70 million an option? And as you do that, you go through a process. And part of this process of manifestation is really seeing yourself already holding that money. So that now you have $70 million. I'm going for the big one on purpose. $70 million, you have it. What does your life look like? How are you spending the money? What vacation are you going on? You know, a lot of people do vision boards, which are great. I do those usually every year with my children as a project, and we just kind of sit down. So it just gives you something visual that you can look at, pardon me, that you can look at as you're, you know, moving around your space, wherever you hung it up. And it just reminds you. And okay, now that leads me to a really important part of it. And I think I'm just skipping ahead a little bit, but I'm getting excited here. So the idea is that when we manifest, we do it with a smile on our face in a light way. And so when you look over a vision board and you kind of smile and you see, let's say you want to go to Hawaii and you see the beach and you're like, oh, you smile, like, oh, Hawaii. And you just kind of sense that, and you can feel yourself at the beach and on the waves, and you draw that energy in. That in turn draws that towards you. You know, you're really pulling that in. And it's that sweet little, you know, almost like an innocence of a child, or, you know, where is that? If we want to tap into that feeling, that sensation, you know, if you've ever the feeling of opening up a present, right? When somebody hands you something they bought you and you're like all giddy and excited and you start opening it up, oh, what can it be? You know, that kind of energy. Or if you got a puppy and the puppy starts licking your face and you're all excited, you know, for those who like dogs, for those who don't, not that one, the dog is just, you know, all over you and just jumping around. You know, whatever it is for you, specifically for you, it has to relate. A smile of a child or laughter of a child or a baby, you know, when you first make your child's laugh, that's the sweetest sound in the world, you know? And so you can kind of tap into that sensation and draw that in. That is a magnetizing sensation. That's how you really draw in your dreams into your reality. So now kind of backing up a little bit. And so any type of manifestation requires some focus time. So we can call it visualization, meditation, some kind of time where you sit quietly with yourself, not with your phone, not with a screen, not with anything interrupting or interfering, just you with yourself and just in this quiet mind, silent space. And you visualize your life, you set your intentions, you lock in your goals. And we'll get more into goals in just a minute. But you have this space. And as the low-hanging system, we ask you to do this every day. We ask you to sit and visualize. We ask you to sit with yourself. Now, you know, you can relate to this however you'd like. You can do some breathing practices. You can do a walking meditation. You can, there are so many. So we once did a whole talk about just all the different types of meditation. And I want to go right into there today, but there are so many ways to do this, this quiet time, this quiet space, this focusing, right? Which is really, really great for us because in this world of constant distraction and disruption, we can easily be sidetracked from what we're doing. And so when you find that space where you can focus, this will later translate to your business. So you get in front of the computer and you start to upload your mugs. And suddenly this advertisement pops up, or you clicked on Facebook just to get some ideas, or you went to something, and then bam, an hour and a half went by. You didn't know what happened. You were just from one video to something to another, all the while working on your business. But if you can keep this focus space, this focused moment, this focused time, where you can actually perform and dedicate your attention to your task. So uploading mugs, creating these slogans, whatever, taglines, or, finding different ideas, finding niches, whatever you need to do during this day. If you can make that focus time as useful and productive as possible, well, then that's a win. And you do that through this quiet time, through these tools of being able to focus on one thing for a period of time. And there are people that use timers for this. There are people that, just kind of dedicate, they say only, okay, let's just do 10 minutes. Let's just do 20 minutes. We don't have to start out with these huge goals of like 5 hours and sit in front of the computer and get all these things done. It can be smaller, edible, like digestible or edible, but like smaller increments of, you like that one, Alec. So, of like how we're going to perform and achieve our goals. So that really is important. And that's a big part of this manifestation process, is that you can have this quiet time. You can have this space where you are just you. And I'd like to offer, in that space, when you find that time, you can ask some of the questions that are so important to revisit every day. Who am I? What is my purpose? Those kinds of things, where as you and you let the answer come to you, you let the ideas just kind of flow. You let that just kind of hang in front of your mind as you gather this. And the answer might be more simple than you tend to think. And we might get into that as we close up this conversation. Now, also as part of the daily mode of operation, but also it ties exactly into manifestation, is we ask you to move a little bit. Move in any way that feels good to you. You can walk, you can jog, you can work out, you can walk the dogs, you can dance, you can, whatever speaks to you, to your soul, just move. So a lot of many people today in society find themselves sedentary for a large time, of the day. If it's driving in the car to get to where you need to go, if it's sitting at the office on the chair and just sitting, if it's, whatever you're doing is very, very, sedentary. You're just sitting. Can you move your body? Can you get out and do something that allows your energy to flow more freely? That is so important. And again, we don't have to make it scary or unattainable or something like, oh, I'm going to go and work out for 3 hours and I'm going to, run this marathon. No, it can be small things. Walk the dog, just have a walk around the neighborhood, just, dance, put on some music and dance in the house if you like that. And it can be simple things that speak to your soul. And so that really, or that speak to you. And that's really, really important. It's a big, big part of manifestation, to get your blood pumping, to get the juices going. And just kind of coming to the end of this idea, we want you to write things down. We want you to have a journal. We want you to be able to observe your thoughts. It can be on your phone if you need to. It can be on a little journal, like a little book that you could have. It can rest next to your bed. It can, wherever you make it accessible to you, and you jot down ideas. You write down how you're feeling and how your life is going and what you're thinking at this moment and what are your goals and what are your dreams. Because when you write it down and when you know your why, when you can anchor into your goals and connect to why you're doing this, why are you here, that's going to be your charge. That's going to be what motivates you to keep on moving forward, to really get to where you're going. Because another big part of this is taking action. I think this is a big part of why we meet here every day. It's not just to talk about the ideas and to just, see what's going on and share some thoughts and our belief systems. It's taking action. We want you to take money-making activities. So now that you've set your instrument and you're tuned to what you're trying to create and you know your why and you've moved around and you've done things that just kind of get you in this great mood, you have a smile on your face. Now you've got to act upon it. You got to do it. There's not going to be, if you just sit there, kumbaya, sitting in this lotus position and trying to pull in, draw in, it might happen for some, 1% out there that has this cosmic connection or whatever. But for all the rest of us, we need to put in the effort. We need to take action and get things done. And that's really, really important. So when you start looking at how your day goes and what you've accomplished, you can have even, a journal that notes all the great things that you've done that day. You can journal about that. You can decide that you're going to set your goals in a way that they are attainable. So, if it's 5 mugs to begin with, then later it climbs to 10, maybe it goes to 100. For those of you in the Launch 100 program that know how to upload 100 products in 20 minutes, right? You can set your goals for 100 products a day. Why not? You've learned how to do it. It goes quickly, everyone else. Okay. So we're going to do that climb. We're going to get on that bus. We're going to go and we're going to move step by step and keep on keeping on all the time. And lastly, I'll kind of add into the mix, right? Because we're creating this recipe. Maybe we're baking this bread or a cake or whatever you guys you prefer to eat, whatever it is, to make this, to manifest your dream. This is what we're doing. We have to also look at, because we did that in the beginning, we looked at our limited beliefs, and throughout the whole process, we need to look at our energy. We need to make sure that the way that we are approaching each step, that we are on that same tuned gratitude frequency, that we are we feel like millionaires, that we're acting as if we already have that 70 million, all of those components really help us anchor that money in, or whatever goal it is that you've set. But I'm going to speak to money because that's what we've all signed up to do. We've signed up to create another stream of income. And lastly, just kind of to make sure that everything binds together, we need to have that trust and faith and love, that energy of love. So trusting that you are exactly in the right place and you are exactly at the right time. And today is the day. And it's, you have the faith that it is going to happen. those are some profound emotions that we can call in, that we know there was a time in your life that you felt it, that you knew that everything was just going in this divine order and you knew you're right on it. And so you can anchor that in today. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to, rely on other things to happen. It doesn't have to be something that happens and then you feel this way. That's not how it works. We first work on how we are and what we're feeling, and then we get the universe to align. Sometimes we're lucky, we're gifted a gift and everything there's divine alignment and intention and everything just flows and we're good, but not all the time. And so we're speaking about manifestation specifically today because it is this high time with this specific full moon. And it really is, we're coming into this winter solstice that's happening here on this northern hemisphere. For anybody on the other side, we're still in a solstice. It's just not going to be winter for y'all. And so it really is charged with so much energy. This is throughout, you can look at the history of all histories. I mean, look at all the celebrations coming into this time of year. I mean, it's just, there's so many, we can trace this back, religions and beyond, and even further back, right? So many cultures have celebrated this moment in time right now where you are for these types of purposes. And so I think it is important that we have this discussion here. And so now, I've kind of went through this idea and I want to hear from you. So what are some kind of methods that you use? And if you want to share times in your life that you were able to manifest and anchor your dreams into your reality, and what are you manifesting today? Are your goals clearly set out? Did you write them? Do you those kinds of things? I want to hear from the group. And you can share whatever it is that you're working on today. Let's see who is our first brave student. Like I said, there are no wrong or right answers. I see Scott's mic is off. Are you ready? There we go. Yes. There he goes. Alex is up too. Wonderful. Scott, let's hear from you.
Yes. Good morning. Very interesting. With goals, I've come across the suggestion in some books that when we do set this goal, whatever it is, it needs to be, quote, realistic, or something that we can sort of easily imagine and easily jump into as something that we feel comfortable with. It shouldn't be too uncomfortable, but it should be something that we can really relate to. I've come to the view that that's actually incorrect, because I think if you stick to what you're comfortable with and what's within the parameters of your comfort zone, you'll never really get very far. Even if you're on the edge of the comfort zone, it's still within the what I call the prison of your own limitations. I think the goal, and the one that's going to get you very excited, is something that is totally unrealistic, totally beyond your comfort zone, totally beyond what you know to be part of your world. Like $70 million, to most people, that's just forget about it. But if you focus on that long enough, the what I call your BS meter will subside, and what feels comfortable will change, and you'll notice it yourself after a few weeks of thinking and focusing on this as a present reality. The idea of 70 million, your response will change, and you'll notice this. It won't feel so strange or foreign to you. It'll feel a bit strange, but not quite so foreign, not quite so odd. And that change takes a while, but it really means your mind is accommodating a much bigger reality. And that's why you've got to focus on things that are not realistic. Otherwise, you won't achieve them. I mean, even if you go a tenth of the way or half the way, the idea is, go for the moon and you might hit the sky. It's still better than not jumping off the ground at all. That's just a thought.
I was going to say, I was waiting to say that line. That's my favorite line. Shoot for the stars, you might land on the moon. That's my favorite line. I know, because Scott, right? A lot of people, they kind of that's that limiting beliefs. And it's just so, okay, what can I ask for? What am I allowed to wish for? What is in my realm that I should be asking for? hey, let's go really out of the box. Let's shoot these dreams. I mentioned Hawaii. We can go to Bora Bora, right? We can all we got so much money that we paid for flight tickets for everyone to come out, and we've rented the whole space, right? I mean, we could imagine these things in our mind. But then in the everyday, we take a step, one step and then another, one step and another. And those goals, those everyday goals, we keep them, we keep noticing our progress and how much we've progressed and how much we're moving forward. So we stretch our mind, because even in Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, and I feel like, Scott, some of the literature, it goes one way or the other. I think some say this way and some say that way, but Secrets of a Millionaire's Mind, T. Harv Eker, he talks about having a ceiling and a floor, a floor being, as far as money goes, money that you would never get out of your bed to do. And if somebody offered you $1 an hour to go and build a house or put a fence up or whatever, you'd be like, no, sorry, I'm gonna stay home today. I'm not gonna sign up for that. But, then, so what your floor is, but, what is your ceiling? And oftentimes people will set their ceiling so low, they don't even realize they'll just be stuck in that same number they keep on earning every time. Can we stretch it to the 70 million? Can we stretch it to, I don't know, $100,000 a month that you want to earn, as, so whatever you'd like to create, can you stretch your mind to that? And it is true, Scott. It is like, you start to get used to it. It starts to be more comfortable. It starts to just feel more natural, more organic, more relatable.
Like exercise.
What is it, like exercise? Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes, what was uncomfortable in the beginning becomes a little more comfortable each day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I exercise every day for more than 1 hour. Let's just put it that way. But wow. Do I always want to get out of bed? Do I always want to go? Do I always want to put the weight on the bars? No, I don't always want to do it. And I complain.
I knew you were a bodybuilder. I could tell.
What is it?
I knew you were a bodybuilder. I could tell.
Well, I do bowstring. That's my thing. So it's more like a movement, but I've started to load weight so that I can, after 40, they tell you got to load weight. So the bodybuilding is very new to me, the weightlifting, but I've been doing running and bowstring every day, all day. I hike. So I'm very active. That's kind of my thing. But do I always want to? No, I don't always want to. And sometimes you get really comfortable with where you are and you want to stay. Can we grow that? Can we expand that? And that's very relatable. So thank you, Scott, for bringing that in. Okay. Alec.
Yes, ma'am.
I love to hear from you.
Okay, well, my mic is on already.
Yeah.
So y'all were talking about wanting to expand. And, I guess easy way to put it is thinking outside of the box. That's the way it makes more sense to me. So I had a very interesting day yesterday.
Okay.
I had always said that I had always had those fears, and you hear a whole bunch of stories about people going to Mexico. Well, yesterday I wound up in Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, so yesterday I wound up in Mexico all day. Luckily, Mexico is no more than 10 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's not like I went out of my way. It's like, okay, I drove down the street. But you see, one of the weirdest things was that when I was in Mexico, like one of my cousins was freaking out the entire time. She was completely freaking out the entire time, like, oh, well, can you imagine this and can you imagine that? And it's like, I feel all right. I feel pretty good being here. And it was just, I guess, just really getting that out of my head, because the lady that we had gone with, she actually has a house in Mexico. So, of course, I was talking to her and I was like, hey, so why did you move out of Mexico? And of course, she's telling me all these different stories, but she's like, but I still have a house here. Like, really? And just the more we got to talking, the more comfortable I felt about being there. And just looking at the environment all around me was like, wow, feel like I'm home. That's how it felt. It was like, wow, like this is amazing. I don't see why everybody's always freaking out. But it was a good way for me to expand my way of thinking. Now, although I didn't do anything yesterday when it came to the business. And I was actually looking at my computer yesterday and I was like, well, maybe I should do all of this. Maybe I should do this. And then just that thought of Mexico just kind of brought me back down, and it was like, you know what? You're trying to focus on way too much right now. Because I went over there to go see a doctor and I had medical, whatever. So I had all those problems to deal with. So, of course, I'm thinking, this is way too much for me to deal with today. Why can't I just do this tomorrow? And I still haven't done anything today, but I mean, I woke up late today. I mean, I went to sleep late, woke up late. So, okay, but just that initial feeling of I'm doing something that I honestly kept telling myself for the longest time that I wasn't going to do. Oh, well, I don't go to Mexico. You know what? I spent all day over there yesterday and asked me if there was ever a moment that I did not feel like I was at home. Like it was just like, hey. And you're talking to everybody, and of course, I'm not as fluent as most people, but still, I mean, I'm still going over there, and I live right by the border, so my Spanish isn't bad. Yeah, so I'm going about and I'm talking to people, and it's the entire day yesterday was just a it was more just like it was good. I don't know how else to explain that. To tell you the truth, most people would have said that, like, oh no, I don't do that. I felt fantastic yesterday. I felt amazing just because Mexico is very, very, they are a moving culture. They are constantly moving. And in the area where I was at, trust me, it was nonstop moving. So I really did like it, and it was at that moment that I just kind of felt that I guess a lot more stuff felt more like I was able to accomplish a lot more after just being there. It was like, hey, wait a minute, I'm gonna go do that now.
Nice.
Why? Because I feel good today, and you know what, it feels amazing right now. So you know what, I feel like going to do that. And that was yesterday's trip was a whole nother experience, and it was a completely mind altering experience. Like it really was. I wish I could go ahead and tell you that, like, oh well, I went to Mexico, it was great. No, because I can't explain exactly how I felt yesterday, because yesterday was, I just went to go get a a tooth pulled out, really. Because I had a tooth that was killing me for days. Still didn't get it pulled out because apparently some other stuff. I go back next week. So I will be back in Mexico next week. Amazing. But just being there was a completely, you see, I had one of my cousins, she had gone with me, and she was there talking about like, oh, can you imagine this? Can you imagine that? And it was like, you know, that neighborhood that we live by? That's that neighborhood. And it was just an amazing experience. Just completely amazing. And besides, I spent less than $100 yesterday. And I probably spent as much as it would cost to shake the dentist's hand
In the US.
here in the US.
I know.
So as much as it would cost me to go ahead and just say, how are you doing today, sir? You know what? That paid for my medication. That paid for my x-rays. That paid for my food. That paid for everything. And I'm not saying that that's why that was an amazing experience. That was cool, but I mean, it was just the environment. It was just being in I like to explore different places. I like to always be in different places, and that was one of those places that I hadn't been in for a while. I hadn't been to Mexico for a while, so I hadn't been there since I was a little kid, and just being there now, I guess, as an adult was I don't know how to really explain that, but
beautiful. You're doing great. I think that each space in the world, you know, holds its own frequency, and when we can really feel that and attune to that, there are specific, you know, there'll be places in the world that you travel to that you feel less at home, and places that you feel more at home. And it is based on what you're saying, and you're also sharing that you conquered a fear. You know, you pulled out all the nonsense that you were hearing and all the things that were around you, and you went with your gut feeling, and it was a huge accomplishment. So you could feel that in your soul, and you felt at home there. And, you know, this is a word that's coming up for you a lot that you're speaking: home, home, home. And, you know, just this really good energy. And I personally love Mexico. You know, the last time I was in Mexico, I said, okay, you have to go every year. And then COVID hit and ruined my plans. But, you know, it's like one of those places where you're like, I live in Texas, so I live pretty close anyways. And so, you know, it's like, okay, every year, this shouldn't be even counted as like a vacation of sorts. It's just, we go to Mexico because we live close, and we go to Mexico every year. But yeah, it's really, really awesome. So thank you for sharing that. And sometimes the words, you know, when they don't come as smoothly, but I can definitely sense from you everything that you're sharing. You know, you're like, I felt at home. This was an amazing space. And I conquered this fear, and I felt, you know, so good while I was there. And of course, the value of you know, dentistry here in the US is ridiculous. I contemplated flying to Israel to get things. Yeah, it's like, you know, because like the flight ticket and all that is less than what you would spend at the dentist. It is something. It is a reality that we live here with. But, you know, we're grateful for what we got. So, and we're grateful for what is coming our way and what we don't yet have. So we can envision, you know, really great, affordable dentistry and healthcare in the US. That'd be great. All right, Elsie, let's hear from you. Thanks, Alec. I appreciate it.
Hello, everyone. So this is my little story and how I manifest. So I joined LHS in August, and the few weeks after that, I had a sale in eBay, but then after that, they have closed my account, and up to this time, it hasn't been opened. So it's like, and then I felt like, okay, is this really for me? What's going on? And I'm not a quitter. You know, my son used to tell me, Mom, you're a self-achiever, because at the age of 54, I decided I have to go back and took my master's, right? And so for this business, it's like, all right, for some, you know, August and then September, I was feeling down because I'm not really getting anywhere. It seems like it, but didn't stop me. And so what I did was I had to reevaluate myself, my goals, and then I did a self-scan, okay? And then after that, I recommit and refocus, went back. But along with that, I started doing my affirmations along with the manifestations. And so what I found out is that the universe is not really, or I'm trying to kind of like shutting the universe from me, because I have all those limitations, the resistance to money and all of that. So I wrote down, what is it that's, you know, keeping the universe away from me? Because like attracts like. So there are some negativities within me. So the universe is responding to that negativities along with my business and all of that. So I learned that in order to manifest money, you have to get rid of your resistance. You have to set your intentions. So then I put there ways for me. Why do I use what do I need to do with the money? You know, what really would I like? Why am I doing this? What is the purpose of the money that I'm gonna be getting, right? And then after that, feeling the feelings completely. That means like not forcing it, just manifest it, dream it, affirm it, and then let it go and send it back to the universe and have the universe work the magic for you. And after that, knowing and trusting that it's yours. So then I followed the Neville Goddard, the self-fulfilled meditation and manifestation. So since then, for the past 2 to 3 months, I've been doing a 10-minute manifestation with a self-fulfilled one every morning when I wake up. And then, you know, when I go back to bed, I let go of everything that I've done during the day, have the peace of mind within me, and then so that the subconscious mind of me will be free and, you know, to work it out with my conscious the next day. And I do the same thing the following day every 10 minutes. And look what happened. I was manifesting for abundance. And then December 6th, I got the first sale in Amazon. And then after that, the next day I got 5 sales. The next day I got 7. And then I got unexpected money from somewhere else, you know? And so I was so excited. And then now I'm worried because my inventory in my Amazon, there's only 5 left. And yesterday when I checked my account, I have like another 2 sales. I said, that's why I was asking Adam, what am I gonna do with this? You know, there's only 5 left in my inventory. So what will I do if somebody's gonna be like ordering it or wanna order it? And says, you have to shut it down. So now, okay, now I was worrying before that I didn't get any sales, and now here it is. I have sales, and now, you know, so it is really, 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 really working. As long as you have the gratitude within you, have a peace of mind, and you are balanced in yourself with your health, relationship, money, and job. All those 4, you have to be balanced. It's like, you know, trying to tune your guitar chords. If one of the strings in the guitar, because there are 4 strings in the guitar sometimes, if one of the strings is broken, you have to tune it out or fix it. Otherwise, you will not have a good sound of music when you play the guitar. So the same thing with our life. We have to have a balanced health, relationship, money, and job. And you have to affirm or do a manifestation on all those 4 things. So that's all I have to do. So it's a good life.
Yay! I love it, Elsie. So proud of you. I remember your journey. I remember you a couple months ago and everything that was going on. So this is wonderful to hear you. And look at that. That's just showing you that when you put in the effort, there is a response and it comes your way. And now you know how to adjust. So next time when the sales start rolling in, you will have the products there, and you'll have the buy buttons out there, and you'll see that the abundance just continue to grow, the money is just continue to grow, and that's awesome. And affirmations are one of my favorite ways to really draw in what it is that I want and what I'm creating, even health wise. You can affirm your health in a way that you make sure that you're creating that reality for yourself. So it really is great to hear from you, and great to hear you share that. Think and Grow Rich even has like a whole declaration, because you mentioned, what are you going to do in return? Like when you have it, what are you going to return for what you get? And I love that. I think it's really important to understand that we want to give and receive. That's a beautiful balance of energies of giving and receiving. And it's perfect for this time. It's exactly where we are. Many of us will just give this holiday season. But what are we willing to receive, and what are we opening up to? And that's so important. So I know we're coming short on time, so let's hear from Anne and then wrap it up. Anne, I love you. Great to hear from you.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick, I think. Alec, I was in Tijuana in 1990. I know what kind of the feeling, and it was a little bit, weird. But you got out of your comfort zone. That's the main thing. And got, did like you said, something you didn't plan on doing, something you didn't, and something you needed to do probably because maybe you just felt like, I should do this, I should do that, but today I really need to be by myself, kind of thing, So you did good there, I think, anyway. Also, you're welcome. Gratitude, the gratitude attitude thing. I have a friend of mine, her name is Sheila Trask, Trask, Sheila White Trask, actually, White Trask, and she wrote a book called The Gratitude Attitude. It's 365 days of gratitude. Okay, so I know is going to help me when it comes to my writing my book that I got half done, and because she's written 2 books herself. We grew up together in the same street basically. So I wanted to promote her. Goals, I never really had any big ones. I've never really had them, but I've done a lot. I'm 65, like I've done a lot in all these years that I look back on and think, none of them for long term, but I tried a lot of different things and did a lot of different things that like own a convenience store kind of a thing. Never thought I would in my life, ran an embroidery shop out of my home for 12 years. I actually did computerized embroidery or pattern drafting, like on computer. Remotely for a company in Halifax, doing patterns for people that sew on the computer, fitting it to their bodies. It's a real complicated thing, but it was fun. And then last year I went and worked on an oil rig, so I had to get flown out by helicopter. I had to go and do survival training last year. Like I did lots of things that I was terrified of water. I am terrified of water. So I did that for 6 months last year. So you just got to get out and do whatever you feel you want to do. It's usually never as bad as you think it's going to be anyhow. That's what I've always discovered.
Beautiful.
Really.
Yeah.
So I that's all I was going to say.
That's beautiful, Anne. That's beautiful. And I love that you said, I've done all these things, and you kind of listed in haste some of the things. And I think that oftentimes we'll kind of create these mind traps for ourselves of what we need to achieve and what are our milestones and how are we getting there and what did we check off our list and all that. And I'm all for the list and I'm all for the goals, because you've heard how I started the conversation. But when I asked in the beginning, who am I and what is my purpose? Well, our purpose is to be, and to be the best version of ourselves that we could possibly be. So every day we kind of work at that. We chisel at our own diamond and just bring it, to higher shine every day. And, becoming that diamond, that beautiful shine, is the journey. You know, that's the thing, that it doesn't have to be, yes, we listed $70 million. Yes. But us just being here and being here together and being in this space and arriving, that is huge. And that's something to celebrate, because so many people in the world are not here today with us and are not on this call today with us and are not working towards the same goals with us. And, you know, it's almost, you know, you can see when you're in this doubt state, or when you kind of drag yourself down, it's a darker state, it's a darker place. And you can easily be in those holes and just kind of be, you know, in that space. But, you know, when we pull ourselves out of that, and when we really shine, and you said, you know, you push yourself to the limits and you do all these things that even that you're afraid of, like, that brings that shine out. And then that in turn rains on everyone. Everyone can feel it. Everyone can sense it. You know, we get inspired by you, and then, you know, just uplift each other and become a better version of ourselves every day. So that's what it's about. And I'm really glad that we're all here together and working on this. And it is a journey, and what a great journey. Look at Elsie, you know, I've seen her transformation live, you know, what a beautiful journey, and to be here today with all of you. So thank you all for joining. We will say goodbye for today. I love all the shares, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you being here, and I will see you again on Thursday. So we won't have sessions on Friday and of course not Saturday, but on Friday we won't be here, but Thursday we will be here. So I will be here with you on Thursday. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.